Welcome to Engulfed in Code. Today, I'm going to show you how to build your first SwiftUI app in just a few minutes. Let's quickly check out what we're making. This is super simple, but a fun project for beginners. Let's dive in. First, you'll open Xcode, and you'll hit Create New Project. Make sure App is selected. In this case, we're going to name our app called Counter App-Tutorial. You can leave your team and organization set as default or however you want it, but make sure your interface is selected as SwiftUI and not Storyboard. Once that is done, you'll hit Next, save it wherever you want to save it, and it'll create your project right here. You'll see some starter code. Don't worry, we'll only tweak a few things in here. Now let's begin building the UI for this Counter app. First things first, we're going to go ahead and delete this code since it doesn't do anything for us. And we're going to add a few things here. We're going to add a variable to hold our count function. We'll make the font a large title. This will make it look bigger when it appears. And we'll add some padding so there's space in between this and our other UI elements. Ignore that this cannot be found in the scope. We'll be fixing this later. Next, we're going to add a button. Increase. And we'll do count plus equals 1. This will increase our variable count by +1. We'll add padding here too. And we'll add a new button called decrease. And we'll do count minus equals 1. So when we hit our button, it will add to our thing. And we hit our decrease button, it will decrease our thing. And we will add padding here as well. That way, there's space in between our functions. Now we're going to add functionality to this. As you can see right now, there's nothing showing up in our views because we have an error. Cannot find count in scope. To fix this, we're going to make a public variable for this. At state, private var, count equals 0. Now you'll see our count. You'll see an increase and a decrease. Now, if you look at the app, it looks very simple and there's not much on it. We're going to go ahead and style the app now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a background to our increase. In this case, we'll do dot background. And we'll set the color dot green. You'll see right now is the background for the button is now set to a green background. And now we'll change the text color, foreground color dot white. But now it's squared. So to fix this, we're going to add a dot corner radius 8. So now our button is more rounded now. We're going to do something for a decrease now. We're going to add a dot background color dot red dot foreground color dot white, and we'll do a corner radius again. We'll set it to 8. And now our buttons look rounded. Next, we're going to adjust our title. So we're going to add a font weight to this, which is going to make it look bolder. And we'll add a title in the very top just to show what we made. Simple counter app. We'll do the same thing. Dot font. We'll set the title to. It looks a little bigger. We'll do the font weight again. We'll set it semi-bold. We'll add padding to the bottom. This will put space between our text count from the actual counter thing. So there'll be space. If we increase this, it'll gradually increase our space between there. But now we want it separated. So I'm going to go ahead and add a spacer here. And we'll add a padding top, and we'll set it to 30, so there's a little bit more space on the top. Next, we're going to fix the issue with the buttons appearing on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and add another spacer here. And now this should put it in the middle of the screen, spacing it from the bottom to the top. Now I'm going to add the reset button. Button, reset. We'll set our count equal to 0. And now we'll add our styling. We'll put some padding to put some space between each button. We'll put our background color dot blue, our foreground color white, and we'll add ourselves a corner radius to 8. Now we can run our stuff, and it'll keep decreasing and send itself back to 0. But now we're going to fix one more issue inside this. When we start decreasing it, it keeps going to the negative. So what we're going to do is we're going to change our code inside here. If our count is greater than 0, count minus equals 1. So this is saying if our count is bigger than 0, it will allow us to decrease it. If not, it will not do anything. In just a few minutes, we created a fully functional app using SwiftUI. We learned how to display text, use buttons, and manage a state with @state. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.